We are where the sun was rising in the previous videos, and we started out down that dirt road you can see down there, and up we came up the ridge over some very slidey flat ice covered rocks and up to a point I'd love to call Paradise Point, because I believe this is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Here we are. You can see some of the rock formations. Just amazing. All the bronze rocks. There is Bridge Mountain. We'll see that from some other perspectives later, looking toward the rising sun. So I want to turn it around this way. And once again, the bottom of the canyon we came up, and as I said, you begin to see Griffith Peak, yes, and here we are. Definitely snow covered. I would imagine we are at the 7,500, 8,000 foot point right now. And the elevation gain had to be around 1,000 feet or more per mile. So it's very steep elevation gain. Now, I mentioned we would take a right at the top of the ridge, go along the top of the ridge, and here you're seeing the area. We're going to top that peak up there and continue along this. And we'll continue along to a few even higher peaks. We'll finally hit Goat Mountain, and you'll see Las Vegas Strip very soon. So anyway, this is where we are now, one of the most beautiful spots that I know about. And we're getting ready to head up a ridge in a moment. Okay, here we are up higher on the ridge, and there you see Griffith Peak, and you can see the mountains around, and way down at the bottom of the canyon, you can't really see it at this point, is the road that I came up. Climbed up to this ridge. I'm standing on the point that in the last video was the high point that we were looking toward. And here's where we were at that point. Right down in this area. We came along this ridge and up to the place where we're standing right now. Now, I mentioned that we'd be looking down on Turtlehead Peak. I'll get a better view of Turtlehead Peak a little later, but for now, Turtlehead Peak is just to the right. Let's see, yeah, you can barely see it. It's just to the right and a little below that bronze hill. And then now we look down onto Red Rock Park. Here's those Calico Mountains when you first enter Red Rock. A lot of fun to climb. One day I'll go up to the top of that. It feels like you're at the top of the world. when you finally get up to the top and you're looking down, and it looks like you're never going to find your way home, and you must encounter a cliff somewhere that's going to stop you. But you can see, very small from here. And then we pan over here, and guess what we can see? A beautiful view of the Las Vegas Strip. There it is. You can make out some of the buildings there. Try to get as close as I can. You can see on the left is the stratosphere, and then you can see the Strip and all the casinos to the right of the stratosphere. So there's the Las Vegas Strip. We're only about 30 miles from there, but I tell you, it's like we're in another world up here. Above Red Rock Park. And I mentioned that we would be looking down on the mountains on the backside of Red Rock Park. Here is Bridge Mountain, one of those mountains, looking down on it. And then here are some of those rainbow mountain peaks that when you're down in Red Rock Park, it looks like you're looking up to a huge cliff and tall mountain. Now we're looking down, and as you can see from this point, they're pretty small. And then looking along here, the backside of Red Rock Park, and here you can see a little road in the area. I believe this is the road that goes around Red Rock Park. So anyway, there you have it. Next stop will be Goat Mountain. And I'm not sure, but I believe Goat Mountain is this mountain right up here. We're gonna, of course, travel along the top of the ridge to Goat Mountain. And up at the top, there's quite a beautiful viewpoint, like you're on top of the world. So next stop will be up on Goat Mountain. Here we are at the summit of Goat Mountain, and we'll give you a 360-degree view. You can see the ridge that I just came up right along this area. Here's what I called the Paradise Point. The bronze rocks came up along this ridge and up to the summit of Goat Mountain, continuing that 360-degree view. You can see Griffith Peak again. Since we're higher, you can see more of Griffith Peak. And there it is. And behind it would be Mount Charleston. Griffith Peak, 11,060 feet. Mount Charleston, 11,900 feet. Highest point in Nevada. And we continue the 360-degree view. And actually, the trail does continue. And actually, if you continue down this way, in just about 1/8 of a mile, take a sharp right and head straight down. You'll be at the top of that dirt road. Let me show you the little dirt road that this is above the area that I was on earlier, but you can see the road and how far above the road we are. Probably 2,000 to 3,000 feet at this point. And that's the upper part of the road. Okay, continuing our 360-degree view. Here we are. And I mentioned the mountains on the back side of Red Rock Park. There they are, looking down on them. And I believe this would be Rainbow Mountain over here. Red stripe through the middle of the mountain. Very beautiful. And then here's Bridge Mountain. And I understand there's a trail up to the top of Bridge Mountain. You know, it doesn't look like you can climb it without climbing a cliff from here. But I think there's a trail that goes around maybe this side of Bridge Mountain up and then up to the top. But sure doesn't look like you can do it from here. And then looking down on the Calico Mountains down in Red Rock Park. Once again, a lot of people love to climb these rocks. Very, very fascinating to be on these rocks because there's no clear trail. And you wind around, and believe it or not, it doesn't look like it from here, but you can get totally lost and end up what they call cliffed out, which means that there's a cliff above you and a cliff below you. You don't know how you got there, and the helicopter has to come and get you. So anyway, they look very small from here, but don't let them fool you. Okay, I mentioned we'd be looking down on Turtlehead Peak. And there's Turtlehead Peak, right in the center of the screen. You can see a little triangular peak there. There are mountains behind it. And that's Turtlehead Peak. That's 6,200 feet elevation at the top of Turtlehead Peak. And you can see we're at least 1,000 or 2,000 above that point right now where we are here. So here we are. Summit of Goat Mountain. Very beautiful place. Oh yeah, let's go over behind Bridge Mountain. And there we go. There's the Las Vegas Strip. You can see the stratosphere on the left and then the rest of the strip to the right of the stratosphere. So a lot of people having an amazing time down on Las Vegas Strip. Have no idea how close, 30 miles from this point. So there pretty much you have it. I hear an airplane below me, airplane or helicopter. I can't, oh, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can see it. We'll zoom in. Pretty cool to be this much higher than a helicopter. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can pick it out. If you can, you've got better eyes than I do. But there is a helicopter down there, I promise. Okay. Okay, so that's Goat Mountain, one of the amazing hikes just outside of Las Vegas in the Red Rock Park area, or in Red Rock Park. And unmarked trail, you got to know how to get here in order to experience this. Okay, signing off. I hope you get a chance to come out here. It's beautiful.